headed up north to Virginia for one of the last events of the season. There's only 3 rounds left, including this one. I don't know how my chances are for winning the championship anymore. I'll have to figure out that whole point situation, but today I'm just going to focus on winning, and hopefully this suspension that does help me out. I have high confidence. I did really well at this venue at the last event that they did here, so we will see. I have Lauren in tow behind me for emotional support in case this suspension ends up not helping me any and I lose. She'll be here to hold me while I'm crying. Still got a little bit of a ways to go, but we'll pick up when we get there. So as usual, we are running first. Like I said in many times before, I'd prefer to not be the first group to run, but that's how this club does it. Street class is pretty large, so they have to split it up. I did not bring sunscreen, and it's supposed to be a hot day. I didn't even think about sunscreen because it was a chilly morning. It was in the low 60s, and now here we are. I don't have sunscreen, so we'll see how that goes. One thing that they're doing that's pretty cool is a rolling start. I've never done a rolling start at an autocross, so it's kind of cool. But essentially, you just build up speed and make a right-hander, and then you hit the timing.
Rolling start. You can go.
Need some more heat in the tires. It's spinning up a lot.
Yep.
So that's the first one out of the way. It's already getting pretty hot. It's really slick out there right now. Like I said, I don't like to run first because I have to clear off all the rocks and get rubber down. And right now, it's still slick out there. I definitely need to put more temperature into my tires and go from there. That Mustang's pretty quick. He's in my class too. We'll see. Okay, so on that last run there, we done screwed up and over revved it and put the transmission into limp home mode, so I had to stop and cycle the ignition. So that's a run wasted. I lost the lead right now to that Mach 1 Mustang I was concerned about. He is really fast. I still have half a second up on Arthur, but that Mustang's going to be a challenge. We'll see if I could even come close to him. He's quick. Okay, so that was run 3. Obviously, as you saw, I managed to over rev the engine and put it into limp mode on my second run, so that one ended up being a wash. Not a DNF though, which is weird. I would expect a DNF, but they just ran my time full. Doesn't matter though. On this third run, it was a 43.9, and I really didn't think I'd get into the 43s. So we'll see if I could shave off any more, but I'll take 43.9 for now. I'm something like 2 seconds ahead of Arthur, but he hit a cone. So we'll see. I gotta find another second somewhere. Shaved up a couple more tenths, but still a couple behind that Mustang. Pause. So in this section here is where I kept losing time. For some reason, through this area here, I could not, for some reason, be smooth about my steering inputs, and I was losing time there all day. So I knew that's where I was going to make up my time. Spoiler alert, I did not. Either though on this run, my last run of the day, I absolutely did I hit that section perfect. The backside section that every time I ran a run, I ran perfectly smooth, I put too much steering angle in. From the onboard view, you can't really tell too much, but I put too much steering angle in and too much correction and ended up losing a bunch of time. It's gonna be second place. So where does that leave me for the championship? To be quite frank, I don't even know. From my understanding of the points, Arthur's finish way back in third is essentially going to be a wash or a free practice session, if you will, when it comes to championship points. Because this club deletes your worst finish. And unless something changes in the remaining events, this third place finish is going to be his worst finish. As I mentioned, I never ran the first event with the club, so that would be my worst finish. Right now, I'm 10 points behind. It's 9 points for first place, and so on and so forth. I don't know. We'll see how that all plays out. As you're watching this right now in the Carolinas is probably a very strong tropical storm named Ian. You might be familiar with it, with what it did to Florida. That has now postponed the event, which we would have been at today and tomorrow as the finale for the season. So that has been postponed for over a month, so there might be a slight lapse in content. As I said, I don't know where I stand for the championship. It's always so many variables in these situations, but I will keep on trying. As for the Mach 1 Mustang that I couldn't beat, that put me in a complete rage, and I usually don't get in such rages, but I more than had the ability to beat that car on that given day. That guy, it was his first time running that car at an autocross. He has ran a Miata with the same club all season, and he was still getting the grips with the car, and he had one really, really good run and made mistakes in other runs. So when it comes to average or consistency, I was way ahead, but that final run, I just couldn't pull it out of the bag. I made a mistake and lost a whole bunch of time that I could have easily made up. The suspension did wonders. I mean, the car is so much more stable on those quick transitions, so it made a difference. It was worth the money. I was not expecting the Mach 1 Mustang to be there, otherwise I would have had over a second lead on this event. So my number one competition and the championship contender, right now I'm in pretty good shape. So we'll see how that pans out. I think even if I keep them at bay for the rest of the season, I don't think I'll make up enough points given the event I missed to take the lead, but miracles happen. Life is weird. Now with that Mach 1, comes to the remaining two events, that's going to turn everything up on its head. And if I could edge them out in the remaining ones, but Arthur cannot, that's going to play really good favor on my corner. Now for anybody that watches all the videos on my channel, the SLK is sold. It's going to good hands. It's going to a friend. So they will take good care of it, and you'll probably see it again on the channel, which means it gives me the ability to probably buy another project. We'll see. I don't really have anything in the works right now, but the opportunity is always there. And when the opportunity knocks, I'm there to answer the door. Once again, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.